The Afternoon Hangover with the Navajo Rambo Bobby Steele every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The Afternoon Hangover on Steel Savage Radio with the Navajo Rambo Bobby Steele. Mondays, Tuesdays. The Afternoon Hangover with the Navajo Rambo Bobby Steele every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 11 p.m. The Afternoon Hangover with the Navajo Rambo Bobby Steele on Steel Savage Radio every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, only on the station that rocks the nation of Steel, a Savage Radio. Yeah! Ow! WNCJAMWZ.com and Red Radio Rock.
What's up, Radio Land Podcast land and all across the earth. It's the notorious, the rebellious, the man of the hour, Choo! Sweetie Sour Navajo Rambo Bobby Steele coming to you guys live, loud, and proud on the station that rocks the motherfucking nation. Yeah, baby. The Afternoon Hangover here. Without further ado here, man, we've been trying to get Lonnie Hammer here on the air for the longest time here, man. But we have you here right now, Lonnie. What's going on, brother?
Oh, hanging out and enjoying the nice weather, my friend. I'm up here in Baltimore at my manager's place, and just been having meetings and taking care of a little business.
Good, yeah. So you were talking about the second album coming up here right now, because this first album that you had here, man, was fucking kicking some serious ass here right now. Now, coming to the second album, I heard you say that this is going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, the second record that we're doing is going to be a little darker, and I'm looking like it's going to be quite a bit heavier. And I just like the heavy stuff, and I'm a major fan of like European metal and hard rock. So I think I've got a little bit of a different vibe to this record too. So
that's
just
more,
in the
more
studio,
kind of
like
a
I said,
power metal.
I wouldn't say that. It's not like Power Wolf or anything like that. But we're more of I don't know. I just like a lot of just all them European bands, and Sweden and Germany. I just like all that kind of stuff. I like a lot of American bands too. Don't get me wrong, but this record here is going to be a little bit darker, a little heavier, and the lyrics are definitely darker too. And we just started writing it and recording it about 5-6 weeks ago, and we're kind of like in the middle of it now. We figure we'll probably have most of it done recording by the end of May, hopefully like the 1st of June, and looking to release it this summertime. Which is really cool because I think it's going to come out before the 1-year anniversary of Total Annihilation. So I'm pretty proud that Hammer Down Hard will actually have 2 records come out within a year. And at this point in the game,
that's kind of unheard of. Then that's like unheard of.
Yeah, it's so it's exciting. Total Annihilation. I mean, the record did extremely well. We're excited about all that. And you know what? I'm all about new music and just writing stuff, and so why not? That's what the fans want is new music. So you might as well do that. You
kind of the sound is a lot different from what you were playing. Let's say in Every Mother's Nightmare and Jack Russell's Great White. There now, being in those two bands, did it kind of just make you say, you know what? I think it's time for myself to do this, or have you been wanting to do this for the longest time here?
I don't know. I just I've always prided myself on trying to keep current, and you really can't if you're playing in an 80s hair band or whatever. So it gets kind of I enjoyed my time with everybody, but I don't know. I've always prided myself on being current, and that's exactly what Hammer Down Hard is. Plus, I like being heavier. I'm not into the real poppy, kind of,
But those are the songs that get you laid sometimes, though, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's always a good thing. That's a positive thing right there. But yeah, I mean, it's just I just really look forward to getting out another record. And I did do the last record for Black Oak, Arkansas. I played with them for a while, and they got a record coming out. I think they told me it's called Cleopatra, but it'll be out this spring. So I'll actually have 3 records that I recorded on in less than a year. So
wow, man.
So
you know what?
It's just going to be
that must be very, very like not so much time consuming. Is it very like draining as far as like mentally wise? Because when we get a show together, usually maybe it takes like a day before the actual show. We have to start getting ready. Getting the playlist going, make sure we got all the music
and just to actually be, I've done a lot of records. I think this is my 18th record now, and
wow.
to actually have 3 in 1 year, it's really exciting for me. On this new record too, Justin and I are writing. I'm playing drums on it also in a studio, and obviously I'm lead vocalist. But I still like to be, when I'm writing music stuff, I still like to be the drummer on the record because that's the essence of it.
And that's what I've learned here. Coming, say from Native Americans, and they always say, listen to the drum. The drum will take you home. That's what a lot of Navajo code talkers lived on there, for World War II there, they listened to the drums and it got them home there. So with being a drummer, do you think that's just is that the backbone of every single band?
I think, that kind of goes without saying, but, drums is actually kind of sets the whole vibe of, the groove for everything and everything laid on top of it. But, drums are so primal, and it definitely, especially the type of music I'm playing, it definitely, brings out the punch and power in the hammer down hard music. So, but I'm a different type of drummer, and everybody got their own style. But I think my drumming brings a lot of dynamics to my life. And playing drums and music is so second nature to me. But I actually had to push myself to the limit of my capabilities on a few things, and just the creative part too. It's really exciting, real exciting, lots of energy and real dark.
Because like the beginning of on your current album here right now, Conquer and Divide. The beginning of that.
Yep.
That is your style coming into that, man. It seems like you've been waiting to do that for quite a while there.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of the music and stuff and bands I've been in were, kind of is heavy as hammered on hard is, and I just like to be heavy. I like double bass stuff. I don't like overdoing it. I just like to do the right amount and give it a lot of flavor. And Conquer and Divide. It's kind of, a lot of people say it kind of got that Anthrax feel to it, in kind of old school kind of thrash, and that's what Justin and I kind of want it to be. Well, let's do something a little thrashier, kind of like change it up a little bit, So that's a great song.
It definitely is.
Proud of that. The lyrics and stuff. Yeah, just the lyrics and stuff like that. Everything I write about comes from the heart. I'm not writing about chicks and cars and stuff that don't matter to me. Even though Christine is about my tour bus, but I mean that actually is a story. That's the truth. That's what I'm not making stuff up. I just like writing from the heart, and I'm not. I hear so many records out there, and there's a lot of great bands, but my songwriting isn't like, oh, poor me, whine about this, and whine about problems and this and that. My records are usually more of an empowerment kind of deal, like take control, shore life, just go for it. You only live once, and I think that's what the message that everybody gets from it.
Hell yeah, for sure. Now, growing up, who was your inspiration to get you into the drums?
Well, actually, when I was a young lad, I was big into Cheap Trick. I loved like Iron Maiden. I liked obviously Ozzy Osbourne. I was a big Tommy Aldridge fan, who was back when Ozzy went solo. Tommy played with him, with Randy Rhoads and Rudy Sarzo. That's kind of like my big influences. So actually, when I had the opportunity, when Black Oak, Arkansas called me up to play with them, I was like, this is fantastic, because Tommy Aldridge, Tommy's first, big break or playing with a band was with Black Oak, Arkansas. And for me to actually go and jam and actually be a member of Black Oak, Arkansas, which my idol was from, and on top of it, record a record with them. I mean, who gets to do that? I mean, that's fantastic. You know what I mean? That's just, that's some, like surreal,
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
But anyway, I mean, not many people can go and, actually play on your idols, one of your idols' first bands and record a record with them. So, I mean, this is fantastic. I enjoyed every minute of it.
For sure, for sure. Now, who was your very first? Where was your very first gig at?
Ooh, actually, it was my. I've been playing drums a lot. Played a bunch of cover tunes, obviously, and we had two sets. We play like a 45-minute set and take like a 15, 20-minute break, and then play a second set. So it's two sets. But where I was sold on on rock and roll was after we got done playing our first set, we took the break, and all my classmates were I had to stand behind this roped off area while I got to go get the chips and dip and cokes and hot dogs or whatever before everybody else. And I was like, and watching all my my friends and stuff. So yeah, so it was fun. We were a kid. I mean, look, we were really young. I mean, I was really young. I think I was 12 or 13.
Believe time has gone by that quickly, but it just seems like yesterday.
Yeah, it is kind of strange, and then the seasons keep going faster and faster. And
Yeah,
like this last couple of years for me, feeling,
you know what? That's
like,
what we're getting right now too. Between me and Robbie, we're getting that too, man. I mean, just a bucket list of stuff, left and right.
Yeah, it's kind of like you don't even have to make any decisions for yourself anymore. It's kind of like you just every day you got so much stuff going on. You just get you're like just drug along, and the stuff happens. And that's I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah,
life isn't easy, and just when it's good, enjoy it. When it's good, just enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's exactly what we're experiencing here now, man. With what we're doing here right now, being able to talk to Hammer Down Hard here, Lonnie Hammer here. I mean, it's a privilege here. Actually, I think we need to give a big shout to Mr. Gary Dowdy, who actually did your album cover work there.
Yeah, actually, Gary, about a year ago, we just started. He just started sending me and my manager Kim like artwork he was doing, and I loved it. I thought it was like really cool looking stuff, and he kept on sending these stuff and the manager stuff, and we finally I go, man, I really like it a lot. So we started telling him what I wanted, what I wanted title of the record, Total Annihilation and stuff like that. And I tell you what, I love that record cover. That's like my favorite record cover of all time. So, I mean, it's to me, it's really exciting, and it fits the Total Annihilation theme. Because that's what I'm shooting for. And I tell you what, he's been fantastic, and I'm not sure if he's going to be doing the next record or not. I haven't really talked to him about that, but he's definitely got a talent, and he did fantastic.
Yeah, he's definitely persistent. Very, very persistent as Gary is, Mr. Gary. Hopefully he's listening in right now. Hopefully, what's going on, Gary? But yeah, you know what?
Gary.
It's been quite a ride for a lot of us here. When we started out, it's actually when Gary started out too. So with Gary, we have a lot of history going back to when we first started out too as well. There, so man. Hey, you know what? I gotta ask you this, man. What did you think about that Motley Crue movie?
Yeah,
The Dirt. Did you watch it yet?
It was. Yeah, it was. Don't watch it with your mother. I actually enjoyed it. And some of the parts, like especially the intro and stuff, I tried to get some time to watch it through again. I think I got maybe halfway through, but I had to travel or leave, so I haven't watched it a second time. But I like watching stuff like that. I've read The Dirt. Nikki's book, so it was actually, and the Heroin Diaries and stuff like that. So it was kind of nice to see the visual being put from their perspective. I dug it. I don't know about yourself. How did you like it?
Yeah, I thought, a lot of us rock fans, hardcore rock fans, we've already read about it. Not a lot of people are huge rock fans, so a lot of people who were scoring at 5 stars, they're the ones that I think the movie is actually really made for.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. I was just watching that.
It was okay. It was good. I mean, I could put it on. Watch a couple more times here. We got a question here, man. We got a question here. It says, "How has the music business changed from the *80s until today?"
Wow, tremendously different. It's just unbelievable. It's harder to, I mean, look at all these bands. Just say even a major band like Judas Priest will put out a record, and back in the day they'll go like 4-time platinum. Now if they put a record out, I mean, they would be lucky if they sell like 100,000 copies, where it should be platinum 10 times over. Go diamond or something. But it's just, and it's where it is. It's a struggle. and I know every band or every person that's a musician out there, you put stuff out, and it's so easy to stream it. Look, like streaming is great. I love people when they stream the song. As long as they're listening to my stuff, I'm happy. But I mean, the streaming, you don't make really, the bands don't make diddly on it, you know. I've had friends that had like a song that like was played like a million times and get this checks for just, you wouldn't even, just small checks. It's like, you got to be kidding me. This song that played a million times and these checks aren't that big. Because I mean, they're paying you a percentage of pennies, you know, per play. You know, people don't really understand. It's not like we're Hammered on Hard made our money to do another record, like the digital downloads, and we actually sold quite a few hard copies. So and I got a pretty hardcore bunch of fans. I don't like calling them fans, but friends, and they're really supportive. And like right now, I mean, I just honored that we got enough cheese, like this to call it, to go in and actually record another record. It never hurts to, you know, I hope everybody kind of goes out and check out hammeredonhard.com, and you can go shop and buy shirts and CDs and stuff like that, because that's very helpful. We did get an offer.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, we actually got an offer from a major record deal like last fall, affiliate Warner Bros. But we decided that it just wasn't a good fit, you know. Because I want to sign a deal with. Look, I mean, it's, you know, I don't think they would have known what to do with us, and that particular label. But I mean, I tell you what is, you know, I know what I want. I'm not in the business to go sign a record deal. Go, hey, look at us, we got a record deal. I mean, people do that all the time. I think I want to make sure it's something viable for the band, where it's not dead in the water, you know. So we're you know, hunting, and we're looking for the right offer. But I think the dynamics changed everything, and it's like the labels, you know, they got to make money. Everybody's kind of freaking out what to do. You know, they got to make their money. So the people that really lose out are the bands and musicians and stuff, and it's really tough, you know.
So how does a band survive, I should say, nowadays with the internet now? Because you know, of course, in streaming music, you know, anybody can get it off of YouTube nowadays, you know. But how does a band survive in today's society with the internet there?
Man, you know, the touring is a big thing, you know, for bands. But I mean, even like for rock and roll and stuff like that, the venues are getting smaller and smaller. And I'm not saying rock is, you know, dying or anything like that, but honestly, it's just, you can just kind of see it's kind of, you know, it's not as
it's not as big as it used to be.
Pop music, exactly. And you know, I'm not writing another record that will change the world. I'm going to relive, you know, or jumpstart rock and roll or heavy metal or whatever. But most bands and stuff, like, I mean, I've been fortunate. You know, we got enough digital downloads to, you know, squeeze a little bit of cheese out so we can survive. But I mean, it's just, the dynamics of everything has changed, and even playing out, touring, you know, is expensive, you know. And bands go out there, by the time, you know, you paid a fuel, and you know, I have a bus and stuff, but by the time you pay a fuel for the bus and your driver, and you know, you're lucky to maybe break even, you know, because all that stuff gets expensive. But you don't want to go out there and, you know, slough off either, you know.
For sure. Now, you know, you're talking about your bus here. You got a song on the album called Christine there. Tell us who Christine is and what Christine's about, man.
Yeah. Christine is, when I got my bus, I bought her about 7 years ago. And I don't know, I just, for some reason, I just felt like I needed a name or something. And and Christine, to me, I always loved that name. And it just felt good. And it's not like a Stephen, you know, King Christine like that. It's just that that's her name. It's like some people go, hey, you know, whatever, but it just fit her. So I called my bus Christine, and you know, I've had so many great times on her, or just to travel all over the, you know, country with her. And but when I started writing the song, I was like, you know what, I'm going to write a little bit about being on the road, and being on stage and traveling from city to city, and that. So I go, I'm gonna call the song Christine. I've write a about tribute to my boss.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's actually my favorite song off the album. That's actually my favorite song off the album there. Yeah. And that's, some of the promotions that we did for you guys, was, me rocking out to Christine there.
Thank you. I actually love that song. I suppose it's one of the most commercial songs on the record. It's still got the backbeat. It's still heavy, but it's still commercial. With the melodies is phenomenal on it. I enjoy it. I'm proud of I'm proud of what I wrote, and Justin's proud of it too. We talked about it right before I went back in the studio, and he goes, "How did we do that?" He goes, "We're looking back at the record. It's like he's so proud of it. It was just like it seemed like a blur." He goes, "What happened? How did we do that?" And he's just as proud of it as I am.
Hell yeah! Well, see over here on the Navajo reservation here. And I always tell, all the bands that come to the show, we're stuck in the 80s here, and I don't think we will ever leave the 80s here, because right now, the biggest station on the reservation here right now is 660 KTNN AM station. It outdoes all the FM stations. Oh. Wow. I'm talking old school. I'm talking about at midnight, they play the national anthem, then it goes into snow, and it picks back up at 5 a.m. in the morning again.
You're kind of back like when I was like 4 years old. Yeah, the TVs would actually shut down at at nighttime, at midnight. They had the
yeah, that's exactly how it is over here for the AM station here. So we're that's the mood for all of us Native Americans here. It is the grunge stuff. There's people who like that, but even the younger generation. When you go out on the reservation, they're listening to the old school, thrash music, the old school 80s hair metal stuff too, So, which is really great,
awesome.
So the Southwest, Southwest, we're always trying to keep that alive here right now. So, and that's what we try to cater to,
Yeah.
And plus, it's on our bucket list. It's my bucket list to try to get some of these bands that were from the 80s that were obscure and they only had maybe one or two albums that nobody's ever heard of, And we try to find those and play those in here. And especially supporting the underground scene too, as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's great you're doing it, and you're turning on a lot of. There's so much great music back from them days. I love. I mean, there's so many great songs, there's so many great bands, as well as now. I mean, I got once in a while I bump into a friend, or it could be even a stranger or something like that. We start talking about music, and people go, "Yeah, I don't like new music nowadays. I think the new music sucks." And I'm saying, no, I said, granted, I'm not a big pop guy. I don't listen to commercial, top 40. I think that does. But as far as like the hard rock thing, I said, if you go out there is so much great music out there. And you can tell I'm getting excited about this. I'm really passionate about this.
Yeah.
And people got to give this stuff. I mean, there's so much good music out there. I feel honored that, and a lot of people discovered or like stations like you, Bobby, and all that stuff. People actually are turning an ear and go, "Man, I like this stuff." Because but I mean, if somebody takes the time and listen to some new of these heavy bands, they're fantastic. Just because it's a little different. You got to listen to something like 2 or 3 times before you kind of get, okay, now I get what this is. Where they're going with it. So, but I mean, it's so great that you're, promoting the old stuff and getting the other generation, because that's what these younger people need to learn more about, the rock and roll and heavy metal and stuff, because a lot of them are just getting kind of wrapped up in all the pop stuff, which, I'm not a big fan of, but.
Yeah, American Idol to me has killed a lot of the rock scene, man, because they got some good rockers that, actually try out and stuff like that. But, they're the ones that tend to say, "Oh, that's too loud, that's off key," shit like that. It kind of pisses me off. I'm like, man, but, some of those people are the ones that fucking made rock, really good back in the 80s to help, inspire people who are singing today in the rock music business,
Yeah, absolutely. I never thought about it. It's a good observation, Bobby. Yeah, I mean, maybe American Idol, because it's been around, 15 years now or something? Yeah. And it kind of watered things down and kind of like, I watch those shows too. I don't not admit it really that much anymore, but we've all watched them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
I think
the early days is more interesting. Yeah, but and the thing is, and to me, and I get this a lot too, and I'm blown away with it, but I'll take it. Is a lot of people compare my vocals to Dave Draymond from Disturbed. And I'm like, wow. I mean, and that's like the thing. Not exactly, but I mean, Esther goes, man, you sound like Dave. And I'm going, wow, I'm kind of blown away with it, but I'll take it. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. I mean, he's like one of the best. He's one of my favorite singers out there. One of the most powerful singers out there. You know, the Sound of Silence that he remade there. Like that's like got to be the greatest remake of all times. You know?
Yes, for sure. Now that was gonna be my next question coming up here about what's vocals here, man. You know what? Getting started in the vocals there. What do you do to take care of your voice, man? Or do you do the warm-ups as like Draymond does it, as they show him sometimes, you know? Or do you just go out there and just rock the stage?
Well, what works for me, and I notice this even like when in the studio or even playing live, what I normally would do is I actually just take the CD and I run the whole CD or whole set and sing it. And just one time through, and that's just enough to warm up my voice. I do like to, my manager always makes me drink a lot of water, you know, because that's one of the biggest things that I've heard, and she heard and she read on and stuff like that. You know, vocalists have a tendency not to drink. You have to, like 2 hours before you start singing, you got to really start pounding water, you know, just over and over. And another thing that I found that works well, and I read is, you know, like potato chips and stuff like that are good for your voice because that oil kind of helps out. I found out where I find my vocal zone, per se, of my voice when I eat bugles. And the little bugles, the regular thing. And I don't know what it is, but those I find, that's my little bugle endorsement. But I find, you know, eating bugles for some reason, those, I don't know if it's the corn, I don't know the whole thing, but they really lubricate my voice a lot. And as long as I stay, you know, I stay to myself and I make some of the best, you know, my business decisions when I drink, because I suffer from a lot of anxiety, and I find out a lot of other people suffer from a lot of anxiety. And I'm not, at this point in my life, I'm not big on any kind of medications or drugs and stuff. I you know, use beer. Beer just kind of keeps me calm and find my zone, my happy zone. And I'm not embarrassed by it. It's just something. As long as I stay hydrated, you know, a couple hours before, I'm good. You know.
For sure. You know what? Speaking of that, there, you know, we just had that big accident here, and they gave me, you know, some of the narcotic medication, you know, to ease the pain and stuff like that. You know, I just finished my refill here, so I don't have it no more. But you know what? The effects of that's a lot different from drinking beer. There, you know, it's
really.
You know, it's hardcore there. You know, I mean, I was telling Robbie earlier, I was like, you know, I shouldn't have been mixing it, but I would.
Itch or something. Like they say, they take pain medication and that makes you itch. Look, I don't know much about any narcotics. I actually started learning about Lortab and different levels and oxycodone and stuff like that. You know, from my daughter had broke her collarbone and she was in so much pain, and so then I was like, I didn't know, you know, the lower levels and stuff like that, how it would actually, you know, you do Lortab and then I don't know what's above it, and oxycodone's real heavy, and you know, but she was in major pain, and so I learned a lot from that. And also when my father got really ill and he got sick, and then he never took any medication his whole life. He never was in a hospital his whole life, but I went back up north and stayed with my parents for about a month. And I was able to help take care of my dad at the house for the last 2 weeks of his life. But I had you know, feeding him and just taking care of him. But at the end there, he had to start getting a medication. So I started learning, you know, different types, crushing it up and giving it to him. And that was a learning experience. And I was fortunate, you know, after he passed away, he died in my arms. And my mom was there too. So I was just glad to, you know, actually be there for him. I was glad that he was able to be at home, surrounded by his loved ones. And I was able to stay a couple more weeks afterwards to help my mother get all arrangements and, you know, because it's still, I can't believe how, you know, when a family member passes, how much paperwork there is and all that kind of thing.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, I mean, look, but to answer your question, that was a long version, but, you know, I just, the singing, I just always try to keep my voice hydrated, and I drink, or I eat them bugles, and I drink my beer.
Well, you know, I think that's That should be the recipe for a lot of people, especially for me. But I think I overdo it on the beer sometimes. So yeah, I don't think I would be that much of a singer there. But, so I'll stick with karaoke, brother.
That's good. I was yesterday. I was in Annapolis over here. We went to go eat with some friends and stuff, and there was actually a singer girl named Vicky Starr, and she's talking to me, and we're talking about writing some stuff together and recording something, for her stuff. But we went out to dinner and ate some seafood and that. But afterwards, we went to this dock, and they had a band playing there, and playing all the favorites and that. But man, we had a good time. It was right on the water, and I drank a lot, and but the thing is, business was over. I was able to start loosen up and just have some fun. I had a really good time.
Yeah. So speaking of that, Dave, what is Lonnie Hammer? What do you listen to besides metal, man? What's your guilty pleasure? For me, it's country music, man. I gotta listen to country music. I like that country music from Texas, the two-step of music, the old school with the fiddles and the steel guitars, man.
What I actually like stuff. Mostly everything I listen to. You're gonna kind of think this is corny, but I listen to a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
I just like listening to just different comedians. Rodney Dangerfield and the Mitch and then all these comedians, and I find it just the sense of humor and just the comedy in general takes away a lot of the if you're having a rough day, man, just start listening to some comedy. And some of that stuff is just so funny. Even if I've heard somebody 5-6 times, but they're still funny.
For sure.
I listen to a lot of comedians.
That's awesome, though. You know what?
I'm surprised.
That's what a good thing. That's a good.
Yeah, I majority listen to just hard rock music, and it's just my thing music wise. That's why I like listening to it. I get my ass kicked every minute of the day. But when I want to set free and just kind of escape from the world, I like listening to a little bit of comedy relief,
Yeah, for sure. So, what is Lonnie Hammer's favorite movie to watch there when you unwind too, man?
Man, it's I love like Dumb and Dumber kind of stuff. Because it's so funny and so stupid, but it's funny, and you can actually. If you don't have to sit and pay attention to the whole plot line, you can if you step away from it, come back and watch it. But I also one of my favorite movies like Wolf of Wall Street. I love that, and also just I don't know.
What about
I'm
Airheads?
more into the comedy
Airheads.
thing.
Do you remember Airheads? That movie with Brandon Fraser when they take over the radio station.
Yeah, I've actually seen that a few times, and that's a fun movie there too. And
sure.
It's just. I don't know. I mean, there's so many good movies out there too, and I can't watch them all. I mean, I wouldn't get anything done if I watched them all.
No, me neither, man.
but right on.
What about cooking, man?
When you're
food wise, what's like
these hot wings? There's hot wing sauce. I was called Hammer hot wings, but I spent years honing in on the perfect wings that I like. I'm not going to sit there and go, man, these are the best wings you'll ever eat in your entire life. Like, hey, Bob, I swear these are the best wings you ever eat. Look, those wings are my favorite wings that I was able to fine tune it to exactly what I want wings or what I think wings should taste like. But hot wings is my hot wings and beer is my favorite thing next to smoking filet mignon. That's my favorite things, and I like a lot.
For sure.
And I love mashed potatoes. Man, I love mashed potatoes.
Yeah, you know what? That's my thing. Mashed potatoes. Actually, even if it's real or imitation, I think it's just a starch, But I gotta have the potatoes.
Well, one of my favorites, and I'm with you on that. I'm big on the real potatoes, but there's something I don't know if they got crack in it or whatever. But the Kentucky Fried Chicken mashed potatoes and that gravy, man, I'll tell you what, I could eat probably 2 or 3 the big family sizes of potatoes and gravy.
For sure, man.
And watch Dumb and Dumber on TV, man. I'm in paradise,
For sure, man. What's Lonnie Hammer's favorite sports to watch on TV if you watch sports?
Man, I'm not big on too much sports. I really never have. I do watch, I'm from the Upper Peninsula, Michigan. So I mean, the Packers. I was kind of a Packer fan. I watched a lot of Packer stuff back in the '90s. But my whole life, I was so busy playing music, practicing, doing music stuff, playing in bands, rehearsing with bands, touring and playing. I never was able to kind of get in a groove of watching a lot of sports. But if I was to say one thing, on Sundays and that, I enjoy watching, the NFL and watching like the Packers play. If I was, I could sit through a game and know what's going on and enjoy myself. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't go wrong with watching Aaron Rodgers, because that guy, he's a one-man team, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is exciting to watch in itself there, so yeah. Now, what about hobbies?
Absolutely.
What do you like to do besides music? What's Lonnie Hammer's?
I like building stuff, I like just woodworking. I like, I don't know, I just like woodworking. When I bought my house, we got my house built, and what I did is my hobby for that 1 year was to add on to it. So basically built a house onto a house. And the front of my house is from like a standard, from the front of my house to the back of the house, it's exactly 100 feet long. And but I spent 1 year, I just like building stuff. Obviously I had a contract to do the slab and that, but I put all walls up, did all electrical, I did the plumbing. Everything's cold. I could just say that. And that was a challenge. You got to, did all the insulation, did all the plastering, did all that stuff. And granted, I was glad it was done, finished. Because I just wore out. But when to this day, I sit in there and you go, hey, I made this. I just like building stuff, dude. That's what I'm all about.
Awesome, man. Now, are you a fan of fishing? Do you ever throw the fishing pole into the lake sometimes?
Man, I did when I was younger, and as it is right now, I just don't have patience for that, man. I'm just so high-strung, and except for anxiety. I sit there and, I just, I love fish. Fish is one of my favorite, hey, I'll go over here and, I love squids and stuff, too. And octopus and calamari, and I just like seafood in general. I mean, matter of fact, yesterday I went and got, I had a salmon fillet over in Annapolis, actually the eastern side or whatever they want to call it. But what is it? Yeah, Eastern Shore. Okay, there you go. I stand corrected, but it's Eastern Shore. Went over there, so I got myself a little salmon over there and mashed potatoes. Go figure.
Oh, gotta have potatoes again.
Man, I love fish, but I'm not. I don't have enough patience for fishing. But I should probably do it because they say it's really good for the soul. Yeah,
well, I think that's where you kind of come in with fly fishing. At least fly fishing, you're always moving. You kind of gotta think. You gotta be able to have good eyesight too, because what, them fly fishes. When you break it down to how big they are, you gotta have almost like a magnifying glass to see all the colors. Because you're actually just fake food is basically what you're doing. So that's like us fake mashed potatoes to real mashed potatoes.
Yeah, that's fish trickery.
Yeah, for sure.
Fish trickery, huh?
Yeah. Now, you know what? What about you got the long hair like we all do here, man. What kind of shampoo do you use, brother?
Usually hotel shampoo. I got tired of hollering on it. So if I'm staying at the Hilton, I use a Hilton. Where I think I'm over at I'm staying over at the manager's place over here in Baltimore, and but like later this week, I'll probably be staying at the Hilton, or I can't remember where it is. But I just use. It's funny because I got tired of hauling shampoo around. Yeah, exactly. You get them little things, them little containers, and if I don't finish them all, I throw them in my suitcase and use them up for the next place. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know that. I don't know, man. I don't know, Tresemme or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I know you're talking about Tresemme. Yeah.
Something with pie. Coconut scent. There you go. Whatever that is.
Yeah. I tried that horse and tail mane hair stuff. It was like fucking $17 a bottle at Walmart. And to me, my hair still was the same. I guess it just depends on what we like there.
Just mane and tail. That's what I use back. Yeah, makes your hair feel like a haystack. That's what mine is. Like horse. Like.
Now, do you wear your hair down or do you have it in a ponytail? Majority of the times.
Majority of the time I always tie it back because it gets caught like in my little goatee and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like right now, I got I just hate that. But I mean, I tie it up a lot. But like right now, I got it down. And it depends if I do any public appearances. I make sure I put my hair down. It's just part of the
Same here, man.
Gotta represent.
Yeah, for sure, man. Because you know what? Every time I have my hair down, even if I'm eating too, I end up like almost choking on my own hair, because it gets caught in the food and you swallow. You're like you kind of like pull it out,
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, gravy, chef. Yeah, it's like it's breaking your hair in the gravy, Why's my hair all crusty?
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, hey, you know what, Lonnie? I'm actually going to be up in the Ohio area. I don't know how close you are to that. We're going to be, I think, around like Akron, Ohio is where we're going to be at. I think that's outside of Cleveland there. Me and Robbie Reckless are going to be hooking up there, and we're going to be, jamming out, rocking out there. Hopefully maybe we can run into you there because we plan on going to the Keel Fest coming up there. I think it's May 15th.
When is this?
May 15th, I believe. That's, or May 10th, I think. Let me look it up here real quick.
May 10th, okay. I think I'm going to be in Las Vegas. I think I'm leaving the 17th for Vegas. But, Mark, will text that to me, and so I remember.
Yeah.
If I'm up that way, I'm all over the place, dude. I'm just all over the place.
It sounds like it now, man.
Interesting.
Well, you got to come down at least to the res there. Remember the last time we were chatting there? You got to have that Laguna Burger, dude.
Well, good.
Definitely gonna have.
Well, definitely you're gonna have to hook me up. That and a beer.
Oh yeah, dude. Beer, fry bread. We got some. We'll have the whole 9 yards, dude. We'll have some. My mom actually has a lot of mutton stored away here right now. Stop by. Because I live right off. Right off of I-40. Going through I-40
that
Mexico
goes right through Memphis. Yeah, that's no kidding. That's where it goes right through Memphis too. I-40. Yeah, it goes all the way through.
Yeah.
So, hey, maybe we'll
bring Christine over, man. Bring Christine over.
Come over there and have a couple.
Yeah, dude. We'll have a cookout.
Like
bring
what
the
you
band
think,
over.
brother.
We'll have a great fucking rocking time here, man. Have some good times, man. But hey, man, you know what? We the time looks like we've only been talking for like 15 minutes. I feel like it right now, but we've kind of gone way over our usual call time here, man. But I don't mind though, man. This is the good stuff here, This is the awesome stuff here.
Good conversation.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, it's cool. Well, good. I mean, you definitely just keep in touch, man. Text me where you're going to be, and we'll just go from there. Maybe we can hook up or something. Just kind of go out for a beer or something.
Yeah, for sure. Before we go here, man, let our audience know what social media you're on there, and then how people can purchase your music there. Where can they go?
Yeah, absolutely. The name of the band is called Hammer Down Hard, and you can go to hammerdownhard.com, and you can pretty much get the CDs or any of our merch. You can also, we're available on like Amazon and the regular outlets. We're on Spotify. We're on all that kind of that thing, that stuff, and that thing, whatever. But
whatever it is
also
called,
you can check out. And then also you can look us up on Facebook. Hammer Down Hard, and we're also on Twitter, and just the regular media outlets. And hopefully everybody buys the record, and got to keep the metal and rock and roll alive, my friends. Because if you don't buy it, it's gonna go away. And if you like a band, man. I don't not just saying Hammer Down Hard, but I don't care if you like a band, you buy their stuff. That's what they It's no different, that's their bakery, and that's their, dozen of donuts, you buy something and you keep them alive,
For sure, man. Hey, Lonnie, it's been a pleasure talking with you, brother, man. Hell fucking yeah, man. I'm kind of glad that, that you finally got on the air here. Of course, we had a little bit of technical difficulties there in the beginning, but I think it was all worth it here this time, man. Now you can be a regular on the show, man. Once you drop that second album there, bro, you definitely got to call back in, man.
I will for sure, my friend, and great talking to you, and you just keep rocking and just keep the music alive, my friend.
Hell yeah, guys. Hey, guys, we got 4 from Lonnie Hammer coming up here now. We have Conquer and Divide, Who I Am, Annihilation, and my favorite one off of there, Christine, guys. Again, guys, Lonnie Hammer talking with you. We'll be releasing this on YouTube here probably next couple of days here. I got to get the video together. Other than that, guys, Lonnie Hammer, Conquer Divide, only on the station that rocks the nation. A Steele, a Savage, a Radio. Yeah! Ow!
To become metal, you've got to listen to metal. Feel metal, you gotta listen to Steele Savage Radio. Live metal, you got to rock out Steele Savage Radio. SSRLive.com, WNCJAMWC.com, Res Radio Live.